Dr. Cantu, Mr. Rosell, Ms. Valdez, faculty, parents, students, members old and new of this Hispanic Society, greetings. We are gathered here for the initiation of this group of students who have shown and proven a deep interest in the beautiful Spanish culture and language. Let us listen to our secretary, who will give us a short summary of the history and purposes of our society.
Hello, everybody. The Spanish Honor Society was founded by the American Association of Teachers of Spanish and Portuguese in 1953 for the students of North American secondary schools. And this chapter is due to the efforts of Weslaco East High School, who established it in 2014. Our motto is all together. Our colors are red and gold. Our insignia and seals are those of the Mother Association. Now, one of our advisors, Mr. Rosell, is going to say a few words about the chapter. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to thank our superintendent, Dr. Canales, who unfortunately could not make it here tonight, along with our assistant superintendent, Ms. Peterson, Weslaco East principal, Dr. Cantu, and guest speaker, Ms. Chavarin, and Mr. Joseph Orandain, for your presence at our second annual member induction into the Hispanic National Honor Society. The name of this chapter is El Llegado Orandain, named after Antonio Orandain, whose efforts into organizing people impacted many lives and brought tremendous social changes in the Rio Grande Valley. Antonio Orandain's legacy and contribution to the civil rights movement are highly valued and admired. Mr. Orandain's ability to organize grassroots movements, whether locally or across the nation, was made possible by his passion, efforts to bring social and political justice to El Campesino. Mr. Orandain's activism is reflective of our chapter goals. We encourage our members to be advocates of social change, have a strong community ties with, and bring civil awareness through our variety of volunteer activities. Antonio Orandain's relentless efforts will always be remembered and honored through our chapter and education here at Weslaco East High School. Thank you very much.
Today, we are grateful and fortunate to have a member of the Wildcat family as our guest speaker. She has been one of the main proponents of this organization and is a leader in our community. Please help me welcome Mrs. Chavarin.
Thank you, ladies. And thank you, Mr. Rosell and Ms. Valdez, for inviting me to speak to you. I am deeply honored to be here. It is great pride. I take great pride in being here today, and I'd like to share a little bit with you as to why I have that great orgullo. Before I do, though, I'd like to thank the parents in our audience. Parents, voy a empezar en español porque es mi idioma que estoy más cómoda. Quiero agradecerles por no dejar que sus hijos se den por vencidos. Gracias por despertarlos cada mañana, por llevarlos a la escuela, por apoyarlos, por darle los coscorrones cuando los necesitan. Parents, thank you for supporting and loving your children, for waking them up early to go to school, for making sure they get their homework done, for making sure that they get scolded if they need it, to make sure they're here today and that you are forming that foundation for their future. Thank you. As a former English teacher, I want to start off with a book, or a book title. If you have not read it, the name of the book is called Your Best Life Now by Joel Osteen. Chapter 1 is titled Enlarging Your Vision. I recall the first time I read this book, and I recall very specific memories of my childhood. When Daddy would take us to mow the lawn with him for a few bucks, we would sit at the curbside at Tierra Santa, and I would envision myself living in these beautiful homes, wondering what it would be like to have a nice home, a nice vehicle, nice brand name clothing, because I did not have that growing up, but I envisioned it. And as I read this book, I realized the power of dreaming, the power of imagining and envisioning. So I'd like to invite you, parents and students alike, and I'm going to look your way, students. I want you to close your eyes and visualize your future. Imagine yourself walking across the stage on graduation day. See yourself studying for that last semester exam before you graduate from college. Feel the embrace of your family, tus padres, tus abuelos, your brothers and sisters, your friends and loved ones, just moments after your college commencement exercise, as you fight the crowds of people rushing to hug their own family members. Envision yourself in your dream career. Picture yourself buying your parents that car, that house that you promised them. Imagine the quality of your life as a seasoned adult. Imagine your travels, your experiences, and more importantly, the relationships, that lasting impact that you will have had on the people that have crossed your life. Go ahead and open your eyes. One of the quotes from Joel Osteen's book says, "If you can imagine it, it can happen." I'm going to start by telling you my story, and at the end I'm going to encourage you to write your own. I started off en Tequisquiapan, Querétaro. Soy mexicana, orgullosamente mexicana. Yo nací en Querétaro, Tequisquiapan. I started in the United States, although I did not stay in Mexico very long. I came to the Americas to pursue our American dream aboard a trash bag. I was 4 months old. My parents placed me in a little trash bag because they didn't want me to get anything from the river, any kind of infections or animals. Crossed over, and have been here ever since. Of course, as you know, life as an illegal immigrant is very, very difficult. I had many struggles growing up. I have excellent memories of my childhood living in a colonia. Many of you may know it, Indian Hills East in Mercedes, Texas. I had many struggles, not only because we were poor, but also because my parents did not have an education. My parents have a combined education of 6th grade in Mexico. And I have a grandmother to this day who is illiterate. So I know firsthand how important an education is in order to achieve that quality of life that we each dream of. I experienced discrimination by people that you would never think. Our teachers, our bus drivers, security guards, administrators, because I got off of a bus that came from a colonia. I learned at a very young age to advocate not only for myself, but for others. I was a native Spanish speaker. We were very poor and humble. But I was also blessed with a wealth that many of you have, and that is the support and love of your family. And for many of you, the strong biblical foundation and fear of God. I graduated high school at 16. Shortly after my graduation, I was actually kicked out of my house because I found out I was pregnant. I had my child 10 days right after I turned 17. So yes, I was a teenage parent. However, I went to school. Despite people telling me I had ruined my life, I had already gone to Med High, and I knew I was going to be a doctor, and I knew I was going to be a lawyer. Those were my 2 dreams. However, that moment, that decision that I made, people lost faith in me and said I could never do what I wanted to do. The disappointing looks, even from people that loved me the most, and I felt very alone, very much abandoned. However, you need to find that strength within yourself to carry on. I graduated with my associates in 1 year. It took me another 2 to get my bachelor's, and I started teaching at the age of 20. Divorced after 4 years. I'm giving you a very brief overview of what my life was like so you can try to imagine the struggles. I'm going on 9 years as a single parent of 3 beautiful children. Despite all the obstacles, I attained my master's degree. I went to school and pursued my administration certification to be a principal. I recently completed my certification to be a superintendent. And praise be to God, I am halfway through my doctorate's program. Through many efforts, tears, hours of prayer, and more hours of reading and studying, I am here, and my story is not finished yet. I want to teach you some Spanish quotes, some sayings, some fundamental lessons that were instilled in me in a very young age. A memory I have of my mother many times at the table crying next to me saying, "Mi niña, no puedo ayudarte. Como quisiera poder ayudarte. I wish I can help you, but I can't. But I know that you can do it. I know that God's going to give you the strength, the wisdom to get through this." And I believe that of you. I want to teach you to be proud. Be proud of where you come from. Be proud of your language, your origin, tu cultura, tus costumbres, tradiciones, tu gente. Don't ever be ashamed of your family. Stay humble. Think of the many sacrifices your parents, your grandparents have made to get you where you are now, and the many sacrifices that you will continue to make to get your family to where you want them to be, to give them the best opportunities in life. Nunca se te olvide de dónde vienes. Have a great heart. Have a heart of service. Ten un gran corazón. Help others. Remember that it's not about how high you climb in life, but it's about how many people you help up along the way. Advocate for those who can't speak for themselves. Lend a helping hand. As my dad would say, ayuda a tu hermano sin ver a quién o cómo. Be tenacious. Don't ever give up, guys. Just where you are now, it's tough to say, you know what, friends, I can't go out with you. I have to do my homework. I have to study. I have to be here right now. I have to do my homework. And those are sacrifices that you've made to this day to get you to where you are now. It's a privilege to be an honor student, and I'm very proud of your accomplishments. If you ever find yourself alone, with no support, as I was long ago, find that strength within yourself to get through any obstacle in life. Keep pushing. Keep dreaming. Do not let anyone rob you of your dreams. Remember, if you can see your future, you can attain it. I want to share one more quote with you from one of my favorite books, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. When you want something, when you really want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. Students, you are the author of your story. Dream, achieve leadership, succeed, and write your story well. Thank you.
As a member of El Legado Orandain chapter, I promote to devote myself to the study of the Spanish language in order to master a language that can be a strong tie between people of different ethnic origins. As a citizen of my country, I promise to promote friendship and understanding between other lands of the world in order to promote multiculturalism. This is my promise and my oath. Thank you. You may be seated. Now we are going to be quiet. This is our initiation, serious and significant. Let all listen carefully. These are our mother candles. They serve us each year. They represent inspiration.
As an example of this inspiration, let us listen closely to the words of the poet Núñez de Arce, who wrote the poem Excelsior. Why do humble spirits, why do lowly souls, in the fierce combat of life, neither struggle nor resist? The human spirit is more constant the more it rises. God put mud in the lowlands, and he put the rock on the mountains, the white snow, which in the deep valleys melts away slowly. On the high peak, remain unchangeable and eternal.
Each inductee has a candle in his or her hand. This typifies our course of life. Thus, without burning, it exists but does not live. That candle is saying, if they burn me, I live. If not, I die. May our lives never be candles unburned. Each of you will come, in turn, to the mother candles to receive from them the symbolic flames, the flames which symbolize with its heat the inspiration toward high ideals. And now, as your name is called, please step forward onto the stage to light your candle and receive your token of membership.
Amador Aguilar. Marcos Alemán. Brittany Bernal. Mariana Cabrales. Ana Colunga. Emily Cisneros. Natalie Carlos. Ashley Fass. Haley Germain. Angela Gonzalez. Aisa Garcia. Aurelia Jimenez. Eduardo Jamarillo. Evelyn Madrigal. Nubia Madrigal. Uciel Martínez. Valeria Mandujano. Wendy Olivares. Alex Padrón. Lori Rodriguez. Rebecca Rodriguez. Analisa Salinas. Kayla Saldana. Beatriz Vela. Mario Zavala.
Now each will blow out the flame of his candle, but never that of your spirit. Let us remember this. Let each member keep their candle as a remembrance of their initiation into the society. Friends, by the authority granted by me by the presidency of El Legado Oranday chapter, I declare you members of this chapter. And now, please welcome our principal, Dr. Cantu, who will offer congratulatory remarks to the new members.
Buenas noches. Es un gran honor para mí. Hablo con ustedes con mucho orgullo. Sé que me pueden entender perfectamente y eso para mí es muy especial. Nuestra cultura tiene bastantes regalos y sabemos cómo apreciar esos regalos. Uno de los regalos de nuestra cultura es lo que apreciamos a nuestros padres. Mi papá llegó a este país en los 40s, indocumentadamente. Falleció hace ahora como 4 años y todavía lo echo de menos. Pero cuando dijo Ms. Chavarín los dichos, eso nos queda siempre. Eso es uno de los regalos que nuestra cultura nos da a nosotros. Y ver el orgullo que ustedes tienen en nuestra cultura y ahora son embajadores de nuestra cultura, es algo también de ser muy orgulloso. Los felicito, les quiero dar las gracias por haber tomado este reto y sé que van a triunfar en lo que se les ponga. Felicidades. Congratulations.
I'd like to take this time to thank our advisors, Mr. Rosell and Ms. Valdez, and the Induction Ceremony Committee, Alyssa Aguilar, Rosie Garza, Zoraida Castillo, Valeria Montemayor, and Alma Valdez. Thank you for your hard work and dedication in organizing the first annual Hispanic National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. I'd also like to thank our guest speaker, Ms. Chavarin, for being with us this evening, Ms. Peterson and Mr. Cantu, and especially the son of who our chapter is named after, Mr. Oranday. I'd like to thank you very much for being here.